Today on Record Breakers, a man who has left his hair uncut for 40 years.
Richard Rodriguez is attempting a roller coaster world record.
India's first blind television newscaster shows the way to success.
And Ashrita is once again on the record-breaking hunt.
Because on Record Breakers, we know there's dream chasers.
We know there are serious risk takers.
And we know there are always record breakers.
If people are attempting it, record breakers are filming it.
Get ready as we explore the outer limits of human achievement on Record Breakers.
Ashrita Furman is setting up yet another world record attempt. He's attempting to break the record of milk crates held balanced for 10 seconds on his chin in the beautiful and appropriate scenery of the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Tuscany. This attempt will challenge a previous record recently broken by someone else. The record is measured in kilos, and Ashrita is attempting to reach 41.3 kilos, with the current record at 40.4 kilos. We'll check on Ashrita throughout the program.
Savjibhai Rathwa looks like a male version of Rapunzel. With almost 13 metres of long hair, this man from India's western Gujarat state could easily lay claims for the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest hair. But for the fashion-conscious man, maintaining his tresses is his prime concern. Scissors have not touched 50-year-old Rathwa's hair for the past 40 years. The tribal man, who earns his living by working as a labourer, washes his hair once a week and oils it with at least 500 grams of oil to give it a shining look. Rathwa needs the assistance of other people to tie his hair like a turban, with his friends gathering every morning to hold it off the ground for him. The current world record for the longest hair is with Zai Qiping of China, with her hair at 5.627 metres.
The Phantom of the Opera, Andrew Lloyd Webber's award-winning musical, has made history. The show, which came to Broadway in 1988, surpassed Cats as the longest-running show in Broadway history. On January 9, 2006, the Phantom cast performed show number 7,486. The performance was a milestone for Webber, although as composer of the hit Cats, he has broken his own record. Phantom opened in London 2 years prior to its move to Broadway. Since that time, nearly 11 million people have seen the New York production. The original production cost was $8 million, and in its run has grossed nearly $3.25 billion, making it the highest grossing show in Broadway history.
In the running for the world's oldest man title, Jean Roudevet's mole celebrated his 114th birthday in his hometown on the island of Menorca. The Spaniard is recognised by the Spanish Guinness Book of Records as the oldest living man, whose date of birth can be fully authenticated. Mr. Roudevet was born in the same year as Charlie Chaplin, and not long after the Eiffel Tower was completed. As his mother died the month he was born, he may also hold the world record for outliving a parent. Wonder if they could fit 114 candles on his birthday cake.
A Salvadorian woman who claims to be 127 years old is also one of the current contenders for the title of world's oldest person. Cruz Hernandez was born on May 3, 1878. Investigations are underway to verify if she can be certified as the oldest person alive, with testimony from both relatives and friends, as well as her children's birth dates, being examined. She has 60 grandchildren, 80 great-grandchildren and 25 great-great-grandchildren. After the case is documented, the National Registry will communicate with the Guinness Book of Records to see if Hernandez can break the current world record, which is held by 115-year-old Dutch woman Henny van Andelschipper. It just goes to show that a mother and daughter's love knows no boundaries.
Herds of customers are coming into the Old Homestead restaurant to try the newest culinary delight, America's most expensive Kobe beef burger. Long known for its grade A steaks, Old Homestead added the dish to the menu, trying to add a new twist to a classic meal. It's not just the size of the burger that wows diners, it's also the $41 price tag. Executive chef Edward God says that even though customers leave with much thinner wallets and thicker waistlines, the beef is so fine it's worth the price. Waitresses say no plates with Kobe burgers come back to the kitchen half-eaten. They say people remark at how big the sandwich is, but nobody seems to have any problem finishing it. Even though the burger is served with no condiments except side sauces, Chef God says if you want cheese, there's no extra charge. But of course, like all burgers, it does come with fries.
The title of the world's slowest fish belongs to the seahorses, who never attain speeds of over 0.016 kilometres an hour.
Back to check up on Ashrita now as he continues to fine-tune his record-breaking attempt. Making measurements to ensure that everything will go well, this attempt will be the 99th record Furman tries to break in his career. We'll be back a bit later to see if his attempt goes to plan.
Paris has a new award-winning chef in town, but beware, Harriet Sternstein's food will not appeal to everyone, as her tasty patisseries are baked exclusively for dogs. Yes, it's the world's first bakery just for dogs. Paris is home to around 200,000 canines, and the entrepreneurial chef has managed to combine the Parisians' passions for their pets and for gourmet food by opening Mon Bon Chien, a world-first bakery devoted to dogs. Harriet moved to Paris from the United States with her dog Sophie Marie after deciding to open the dog patisserie in the heart of Paris. So far, the patisserie's been a real hit with Parisians, with 300 biscuits baked a day. One reason why Harriet believes her new shop is proving popular is because it offers dog owners a product that is free from sugar and salt, unlike those croissants the French are so famous for.
The world's first official jazz centre opened in New York in spectacular fashion. In a New Orleans-style parade, hundreds of jazz enthusiasts joined a group of musicians as they made their way down Broadway to Frederick P. Rose Hall, playing When the Saints Go Marching In. The $128 million hall features 3 concert spaces, including a 140-seat jazz club, a rehearsal hall that doubles as a recording studio, 2 classrooms and a Hall of Fame. The 1,300-seat Rose Theatre, a gift from the Rose Foundation, will primarily host jazz performances, but also will accommodate opera, film, ballet, theatre and orchestra acts. The official opening marked the beginning of a 3-week festival that offered something for jazz lovers of all levels.
Over to a sporting world record attempt now, where a crew set off from the Isle of Wight on a huge catamaran in strong winds and sunshine to begin its attempt to become the fastest boat ever to sail around Britain. American adventurer Steve Fossett once completed the voyage in 5 days, 21 hours, 5 minutes and 27 seconds. The orange catamaran is almost twice the size of the boat Fossett sailed in and is capable of speeds in excess of 35 knots. To break the record, they must complete the circumnavigation of Britain and cross the finish line off Ventnor on the Isle of Wight. The crew on board for this record attempt comprises of skipper Bruno Perron, who skippered Orange for the fastest circumnavigation of the world by sail, taking just 64 days.
Still on sailing now, and British sailing legend Tracy Edwards launched a second bid for an all-female attempt at the round-the-world sailing record. The maiden 11 team planned to break the Jules Verne record for circumnavigating the globe. The team's last attempt ended in disaster after 15,200 miles and 43 days at sea when a rogue wave smashed the mast of their vessel off the coast of South America. The success of the world record attempt hinged on whether the team could find a major sponsor to back the attempt.
In Moscow, a Russian man did a handstand down 787 steps in a record-breaking attempt. Nikolai Novikov took approximately 40 minutes to go down 32 flights of marble-plated stairs in an historic Moscow hotel. It's not the first time that the former circus performer has experimented with the bizarre side of extreme sports. In 1996, he gave massages to dozens of people for 24 hours non-stop. Novikov also took breaks between flights of stairs to revive his topsy-turvy muscles and head. In preparation, he needed not just years of muscle work, but 2 days of fasting so that his stomach wouldn't also turn upside down. Novikov, who has been handstanding since he was 4 years old, fell down a few times along the way, but escaped without serious injury. Now he says he has his sights on the Eiffel Tower. That is, if the blood and perhaps glory doesn't rush to his head.
An American roller coaster fanatic began his attempt to break the current Guinness World Record in roller coaster riding. Richard Rodriguez, a university lecturer from Chicago dubbed the king of roller coasters, will try to make possible what organisers call close to impossible. 8 hours of continuous riding, followed by a 15-minute break, 8 hours of riding, and so on, day and night. A team of doctors will ensure that Rodriguez will not suffer any physical damage from his birdwatching excursion. The world record attempt is being conducted at the Holiday Amusement Park in Hasloch, southern Germany, and visitors to the amusement park will be able to ride along with Rodriguez. We'd like to see Richard try and attempt this record on the world's fastest roller coaster.
A blind girl in India's central Nagpur may never see the television screens that she appears on reading the news, but looks forward to scaling new heights every day. 21 years of age, Ashrita is the country's first television news cover. Amruta reads her news scripts in Braille. The channel had organised auditions for newsreaders, to which Amruta, who has a degree in English literature, went with trepidation. She needn't have worried though, as they were impressed with her determination. The young woman also plays chess and sings. Her next goal is to read news for some national channel or any other of the popular television channels. Amruta's mother has stood by her through all her trials in life. As a mother, she feels that Amruta's success is a result of determination, despite the obstacles she has endured.
Gert-Jan Stok, a businessman from the Netherlands, decided to break the world record for building a tower out of more than 39,000 champagne glasses. The record has previously been set by a Dutchman, and if Stok has his way, will be broken by a Dutchman again. The old Guinness Book record was 30,000 glasses. Students built the glass tower, working for 3 days non-stop. Four young people have spent 3 days building the Tower of Glasses, working from 7 a.m. till midnight. The person responsible for putting the last glass on top of the tower will be feeling so much pressure. Hope they have a steady hand. Thank goodness, the poor man can rest easy. Imagine being responsible for collapsing 3 days of hard work. The lucky few glasses on the top were filled with expensive champagne after a bottle was poured into a top glass and the champagne cascaded downwards. Anything that combines champagne and record breaking is obviously going to be a winner.
The world's largest yo-yo, weighing 116 kilograms, was unveiled in California at a yo-yo competition.
Over to Ashrita now, where a number of crates formed an impressive 8-metre tower, making an impressive pair with the Leaning Tower in the background. If he succeeds at this attempt, it will be his 29th entry into the Guinness Book of Records and his 99th record that he's tried to break. Ashrita's first attempt didn't go as successfully as he would have liked. Will he make it? We'll be back soon to see if he was successful on his second attempt.
But first, here's some Hollywood record breakers you may not be aware of. The Gap holds the record for the biggest retail fashion chain in the world. As of May 2001, the Gap operated 3,676 stores in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, France, Germany and Japan. Founded in 1969 in San Francisco, the Gap's net sales for the year 2000 totaled more than $13.67 billion.
The record for the best-selling funk album is Travelling Without Moving by Jamiroquai, which has sold more than 7 million albums globally since its release in 1996. The album spawned 4 top 10 hits, including Cosmic Girl, Virtual Insanity, All Right and High Times. In total, Jamiroquai has sold 11 million albums and has become one of the most sought-after live jazz funk acts in the world.
South Park holds the record for the most swearing in an animated movie. Being crib was never going to be a problem for South Park Bigger, Longer and Uncut, released after the runaway success of the cartoon series.
Oh, gee, I wonder what it used to be like in the year 1776.
Cramming as many expletives into around 80 minutes of film was a challenge met head-on by legendary cartoon creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker. At the final count, they managed to pack in a record-breaking 399 obscenities. That's the most swearing in an animated movie.
The record for the most retakes in one scene belongs to Charlie Chaplin's City Lights. A sequence in the 1931 film took 342 takes to make. In the scene, a blind flower girl, played by Virginia Sherrill, sells a tramp a flower in the mistaken belief that he's a wealthy tycoon. Chaplin also just missed out on the record for the most fan mail in Hollywood, receiving 73,000 letters in just 3 days in 1921.
The most profitable movie series record belongs to Bond. That's right, James Bond. The 20 Bond movies from 1962's Dr. No to 1999's The World Is Not Enough have grossed over $3.2 billion worldwide.
Actor Christopher Lee holds the record for the most screen credits of any actor alive today, with 211. He's performed in English, French, Canadian, German, Russian, Norwegian, Swedish, Italian, American and Australian film productions. From 1974's Corridor of Mirrors to 2004's Oscar-winning The Lord of the Rings, where he plays the role of Saruman. At 198 centimetres, he's also listed in the Guinness Book of World Records for the tallest leading actor.
As proved in the eyes of the world, our right represents the Muslims.
Well, unfortunately, Ashrita's record attempt didn't go according to plan, with the milk crate balancing attempt failing. Furman got to only 7 seconds before the crates tumbled down to the ground. Good thing he was wearing a safety helmet, though. That's all we've got time for. See you next time on Record Breakers.